Welcome to BizTips with Jenny Rice, bringing you insights from real entrepreneurs. No fluff, just raw, practical strategies from those who've been in the trenches. Whether you're launching, scaling, or pivoting, this podcast is your backstage pass to lessons, successes, and game-changing tips. Get ready to learn, take action, and level up. Let's dive in with our next guest.
Hi, this is Jenny Rice from BizTips Podcast. I'm so excited about our guest today. We have Dr. Ved Prashik, right, from NutriDocs, the co-founder of NutriDocs. So welcome, Ved.
Thank you.
So glad to have you here. So I know you've got such an extensive background in business and entrepreneurs. Any tips you have for entrepreneurs that we can share with them?
Absolutely. After going through 5 failed businesses and 7 failed relationships, I can summarize that factor into 2. Number 1 will be like whenever we travel, we always decide the destination first and then we choose the vehicle. But when it comes to business decisions or career choices, unfortunately, we start doing reverse, that we decide the idea or the career ahead of time, and then we are locked with whatever it can produce. So after going through failed businesses and experiences, I learned that I need to reverse engineer my life. For example, produce whatever I want to produce. Like suppose I want to create a positive impact, have peace of mind instead of pieces of mind, have good health. Because what's the point of creating a massive impact in society when our own life is a mess and we end up in a hospital, right? So that's the first lesson. And second would be to make sure that we don't try to do everything by ourselves. When we travel, we always use Google Maps. Same way, working with somebody established who has been there, done that, is having the results that you want, not necessarily doing what you want to do. For example, by background, I am into medical research, but my entrepreneurship mentors had nothing to do with that field. But they were having that peace of mind life and good health and good relationships and impact. So I worked with them on their systems, learned it, and then I was able to merge my science with business. And again, for coming up with the science, I did not have to come up with it because just like for today's call, we did not invent Zoom. It's already there. So we use existing tools and systems to expand because impact is less about innovation and more about scaling up and execution.
Very wise, and definitely leverage the tools that are out there. The knowledge is out there, and I love about you talk about your journey and your destination and how important it is to distinguish both, so that you're not ending up in somewhere where you don't want to be, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah, and the balance you talked about too in life and business too. It's not just about achieving and make an impact. It's about having that quality of life and health yourself. And we all know
Correct.
if you don't have health, then nothing else matters, right?
Absolutely. So we don't want to be like a fake or hypocritic practitioner where we are doing something else and teaching something else. We are teaching everybody to be healthy and we are ourselves burnt out. We don't
Right.
want to be doing that and it doesn't work also. The best way is to lead by example, and people who want to follow you will follow you. And who don't want to follow
Right.
you will stay on the side.
It's okay. Right. You want to
Yeah.
walk your talk, right? Very important to do that so that people see, hey, you know what? Especially because you said, I can admit that I failed. I've learned from my failures, and now I'm exceeding them because I've learned and changed and adapted and changed my destination, right? And
Absolutely.
the journey I'm going to take there. Really
And
insightful.
in fact, I can give one example. 15 years ago, because of so many failed businesses and stresses of undergrad, plus having girlfriends, etc., I used to wear spectacles because of migraine. And the doctor said that I cannot be off medication for entire life. And then as I manage my life and diet and uh, choices better, I was able to overcome that issue in about 3 to 6 months. After that, it has been 15 years since I have worn a spectacle or had a migraine headache. And I've gone through many more failed businesses and failed relationships and finished a PhD as well. But the headache has not come back yet.
That's great. So you're living what you believe in and how you live your life. What a great example of that.
Thank
And
you.
congratulations on not having to wear glasses or having migraines again. That can't be
Thank you.
fun. So yeah, very cool. So tell me more about your business and the services you offer.
So our current vision is to empower about 10,000 people by 2030 to be healthy because the healthcare system unfortunately is broken because by background, I used to work in the medical research at U Chicago, where I was involved in early diagnosis targeted therapy about 10 years ago. But what I found out is that in order for my patents and technologies to become a reality, I'm literally waiting for people to fall sick. A customer cured is a customer lost. I
Mm,
don't want to fall sick. I want to recover naturally. So why am I waiting for other people? That doesn't mean that it is not required. Diagnosis and therapy are required, but that should be the last thing to bother about. Primary thing is to help people to make better quality choices, informed choices, so that instead of buying that 2% or zero fat milk, they actually learn that, hey, culprit is never the fat, but the sugars that are the major issue. And similarly, many more information which have been financially or commercially manipulated so that big companies make a lot of profit at the cost of people. So we educate
right.
people about those things. And as we educate, people come to us with their questions and concerns that, hey, I have been trying to reverse my diabetes from 10 years. I have been on medication, but nothing has changed. It has continued to worsen. So we then go back to their dietary patterns, lifestyle patterns, and see what can we change. And as we start making changes, so for a few of our clients, we have seen those conditions to reverse in a matter of months. Of course, there is no guarantee that everybody will respond the same way, but that is what we have seen. And whatever we are able to do with a few people, now it is becoming like a system, so that other aspiring health enthusiasts or people who want to create an impact can work with us in some capacity, so that not only they get a chance to create a positive impact like we do, but also get a chance to create a strong financial future. Because just a few minutes ago, I was doing research upon the social security. Like, after retirement, what is the chance that people are going to be living a okay life? Turns out that the average retirement fund that somebody should have is about $1.2 million,
Mm,
which nobody has.
right.
They usually retire by having a savings of $65,000. And
And
they used to live only till 70. Nowadays, they live till 90.
so it's
Who is
very
going to fill
different.
that gap,
Yep,
right? So helping people to start making those kinds of choices, decisions, so that they are taking care of their own financial needs without depending upon the government. Yep.
that's great. So you're helping people on the individual level, but you're helping people help other people and then have the financial independence at the same time.
Correct. Correct. So
So,
basically, grow together, grow in a mutually beneficial relationship, not by using each other.
right. And then so your 10,000 people could really expand into that because if you're training several thousand people on how to help other people and they bring in several thousand people, you're going to make
Absolutely.
such a large impact.
Yep. Yep.
Right.
Because we are already able to impact about 1,000 people's lives right now with our small team of 10, 15 people. So goal is to empower about 500 leaders to get to the 10,000 people.
Yeah. I love your vision that it's realistic, but it's really exciting too because the impact that you want to make is really, really high level there, which is really exciting. Congratulations on that. Very,
Thank
very
you.
cool. So when you think about yourself as an entrepreneur, even with your failed businesses, what challenges have you faced and how did you overcome them?
One of them, I already mentioned the migraine.
Yep.
Similarly, so many failed relationships, uh, career was tough. So there could be a number of challenges I can make count of. And if you want to kind of get an idea about what challenges one can face, you just have to ask anybody what are the excuses they give, and you will have an answer.
Yep.
But the one of the most important thing that I learned in this journey is success doesn't care about the validity of our excuse.
Mm.
And definition of success also depends upon me, not what the society defines for me.
So what is
So
success to you as a person?
correct, correct. So
Yeah.
in that is why I defined that success that, hey, I want to be physically, mentally, and financially fit. And then based upon my example, I want to impact 10,000 people's lives. My father is a bodybuilder. I don't want to become one. So, is does that mean that I'm a failure? No, it just means that I have a different set of goal. And even while achieving that goal of 10,000 people, say suppose I am able to achieve, say suppose only 5,000, it's okay. Life
Hmm.
doesn't end. At least I am 5,000 in positive number compared to zero
Yes. So
or
you have a
negative.
goal that you're moving towards. It's okay if you don't get there as long as you're gentle with yourself on there, but
Correct.
also be aware of what your own personal goal is because we don't want to
Absolutely.
do what our parents want us to do or society, those influences. You want to be genuine in yourself and what your long-term goals are, which is so
Absolutely.
true. Uh,
Correct. So we focus upon the gain, not the gap,
yeah,
or else we keep staying frustrated because we are never thankful about what we already have, and hence whatever we get also is constantly boring or underappreciated.
right. So when you go to bed at night, I'm sure you think, I've helped somebody today. I made a difference in
Absolutely.
somebody's life, which really is rewarding, right? That you can say, I've done
Yep.
that, which
Yep.
is great.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on that. It's
Thank
an
you.
exciting offer you have. So do you have any offers or promotions that you want any of our listeners to find out about? I know you talked about the WhatsApp group and other things.
Yeah. So the WhatsApp group that we have created is a publicly open community. So on a regular basis, we share uh, good fact-based thoughts there, scientific data, so that people can start making better quality choices. We are already reaching like 800 people in that group. The saturation is about 1,000 people, so we might have to create another group or some other platform. We'll see about that. But those kinds of platforms are already there, and by tomorrow we'll be publishing a free ebook on our
Mm,
website so that people can get a list of all the good positive habits that I personally practice realistically. Of course, I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect, but we do our best to do whatever we can.
yeah,
So that kind of a resource will be publicly available. And if somebody wants more specific questions, more specific comments, or wants to work with us in some capacity, feel free to DM me on LinkedIn, and then we can see how we can work in a mutually beneficial relationship.
that's great. And I love that you said mutually beneficial. It's about me helping you and then you helping me. It's a positive relationship, a return on relationship, which is really great part of that too. And that you give away information for free for people to learn and better their lives, right? And if they're connected to it, then they can come to you for more
Mhm.
information, for more specifics and things like that, right?
And
Uh,
we believe that we are not in competition with any of the healthcare providers because we are on a collective mission that, hey, we want to be healthy. So there's no that I am better than you or you are worse than me or whatever. Whatever protocol works, if Eastern medication works, use it. If Western medication works, use it. If you want to just run around for your health, great, whatever works.
yeah.
So that's the main mission.
Yeah, I believe there's no competition either. And competition is actually really good because it means if there's other competitors out there, it means what you're doing is a good offering. And everybody's unique and the pie is so big. There's so many pieces of it that you can share within. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not
Absolutely.
into a scarcity model. I'm into an abundant model.
Mhm.
And there's
Wonderful.
there's so much offering out there, so many ways to help people, and so many ways to make a difference. And I really like what you said in summary around that. Follow what you really want to do yourself, and really want to make an impact, and keep your goals in mind as you go through and you hit those roadblocks because there's going to be some in business and personal life, right? But we learn from them, we better from them, we get up again, and we continue on, which is an amazing message to communicate.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's been great having you on this podcast. Any lasting comments you want to make before we close this off?
Um, One sentence based upon my life. Opposite of success is not failure, it's quitting. So, been through 5 failed businesses, 7 failed relationships. I could have easily given up long time ago.
Yeah,
95% of my experiments in PhD failed.
yeah,
5% became publication, 95% is standing here.
yeah,
Same way for
absolutely.
other people. As long as they don't quit, they will end up somewhere positive
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
agree. Quitting is the biggest sign of failure. But I mean, you look
Absolutely.
at the baseball stats and they strike out more times than they don't, but they're really successful, right? So
Absolutely.
very
And
true.
every international player had a international coach working with them. So we cannot just be a
Do it on their
self-made
own.
person. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it doesn't
yeah,
work that way. So having somebody like that helps.
yeah, absolutely. Having a guide, a coach or somebody, a mentor to help you on the way because things you don't know that you don't know even, right? Can help you go through
Absolutely.
them. So that's great. Well, thank you, Dr. Ved. It's been great having you on this podcast. I've learned something, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
That's
My
been
pleasure.
great. Yeah, so this is Jenny Rice with BizTips Podcast with Dr. Ved Prashik. Thanks again for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
That's a wrap on this episode of BizTips. For more insights, join us online. We share exclusive tips, resources, and strategies to help you grow and scale your business. Until next time, keep building, innovating, and making an impact.